Welcome to the country of Cuba. Cuba is an island in the Caribbean off of the coast of Florida. Many locals claim that it looks like a crocodile or an alligator, nicknaming it El Cocodrilo. The official language of Cuba is Spanish, although English is spoken often. Cuba is ruled by a totalitarian communist government with one party, Cuban Communist Party. Today, the current ruler is Raúl Castro. Raúl was given leadership of Cuba after his older brother Fidel Castro stepped down in 2008. According to CIA.gov, the Cuban flag consists of 3 blue stripes representing the old division of the islands, with 2 white stripes in between, showing purity of independence. The equilateral red triangle on the left-hand side demonstrates equality, liberty, and the bloodshed for independence. The white lone star, La Estrella Solitaria, leads the way to freedom. Unlike us Americans, Cuba isn't as fortunate of a country. Cubans face many problems every day, such as their living conditions, whether or not their electricity will continue to run, how much time they have left until the water stops running, and if they will be provided with medicine if they catch an illness. This following quote from Sprock Cafe helps explain Cuba at its best. When you think of Cuba, you probably imagine the big heavy Cadillacs rushing through the streets of Havana's old city. However, Cuba is not only about tobacco and rum. It is a fascinating country that also stands for passion, temperament, and sincere, warm hospitality. Upon being discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1492, Spanish settlers began life in Cuba. They thrived in this country by raising cattle and growing sugarcane and tobacco. Tobacco was, and still is, one of Cuba's biggest and most important exports. They are most famous for, obviously, the Cuban cigar. In most Spanish-speaking countries, soccer is the biggest sport. Not here. In Cuba, baseball is the most devoted sport, hands down. Along with baseball, boxing is another favorite. The typical climate of Cuba is tropical. This means that during the months of August to November, they are hit with hurricane season. Following this would be their dry season until April, and then the rainy season between the months of May to October. According to state.gov, in 1992, Cuba decided to completely divide church and state. This means that Cubans are given the right to practice their own religious beliefs. However, the Roman Catholic Church seems to be the most practiced. Cuba, as of today, also according to state.gov, is home to around 11.2 million people. These people live a unique lifestyle influenced by Spanish backgrounds. This warm tropical island is dedicated to their baseball. The income may not be too big, and they may not have all the nicest materialistic items, but they thrive by their crops such as tobacco and sugar canes, which grow on the fertile Cuban land. Cuba, la Isla Cocodrilo Grande.